Hello everyone, and let's check out another very exciting chess game by Paul Morphy. And in this chess game, Paul Morphy surrendered his knight on b1. Let's check out this game very quickly. So, as it appears in the chessboard, Paul Morphy surrendered his knight on b1, as you can see, and his opponent is Alphonse Delannoy. Like in the previous last game, and this game was played in Paris in 1859. And Paul Morphy starts the game with playing e4, e6, f4, d5, e5, c5, knight to f3, knight to c6, c3, queen to b6, bishop to d3, d4 by Delannoy. And Morphy played queen to e2, knight to h6, b3, bishop to d7, bishop to b2, bishop to e7, g4 by Paul Morphy, sacrificing the g-pawn, and Paul Morphy wants to open the g-file for the rook, but Delannoy didn't capture the pawn and he castled. h3 by Paul Morphy, queen to d8, and Paul Morphy castled in the queen side. Well, queen to d8 was a very bad, passive move. After castling in the queen side, king to h8 by Delannoy, bishop to c2, knight to b8. Another meaningless move by Black. Black wants to bring the bishop on c6. But you can't play like this against Paul Morphy. Delannoy plays waiting moves against Paul Morphy, and he doesn't have any creative ideas. After knight to b8, we have c takes on d4, bishop to c6, pinning the knight, f5, e takes on f5, g takes on f5, and then c takes on d4 by Delannoy, but f6 by Paul Morphy, attacking the bishop, d3, sacrificing the pawn. But before capturing the pawn, Paul Morphy captured on g7 with the f-pawn, check, king takes on g7, and rook from h to g1, check, king to h8. And then Paul Morphy captured the pawn with the bishop. Well, Delannoy captured the knight with the bishop, bishop takes on f3, queen takes on f3. And maybe in this position, Paul Morphy is threatening to play queen to e4 and checkmating the king. Queen to c8, that's check. Morphy played king to b1, queen to e6, and queen to e4 by Paul Morphy, threatening checkmate. How to defend? Well, you can't defend with the queen, obviously. Delannoy defended with the knight, knight to f5. Well, pushing the pawn is not working because we have en passant e takes on f6. If queen takes queen, then f takes on e7. That's also check with the bishop. And what else? Rook to f6. Then bishop takes rook. Checkmate. This is checkmate. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take it back. So, after queen to e4, we have knight to f5. And then bishop to c4 by Paul Morphy, not capturing the knight. This move is a better move. Well, Delannoy retreated his queen on c8. It's white to move. And what would you do in this position? Can you guess the next move of Paul Morphy? Paul Morphy played a very accurate move. Well, Paul Morphy captured on f7 with the bishop. Bishop takes on f7 by Paul Morphy, sacrificing the bishop. Rook takes on f7. Delannoy captured the bishop with the rook, but then e6 by Paul Morphy. That's check with the bishop, also attacking the rook. How to defend? Well, Delannoy defended with the rook, so the rook was also under attack. So as you can see in this position, the rook is pinned. So Paul Morphy captured the knight with the queen. Queen takes on f5. What a crampy, horrible position for Black. And it looks like the king safety is not looking very safe. The king safety is compromised. And how to defend? Well, Delannoy played queen to f8, adding more defense on f6, intensifying the pressure on f6. Paul Morphy played rook from d to f1, and we have knight to c6, finally developing the knight. The knight was very quiet. On b8, Delannoy developed his knight. What a great accomplishment for Delannoy, but it's white to move. And Paul Morphy captured the rook with the queen, and he sacrificed his queen. Queen takes on f6 by Paul Morphy. That's check. Delannoy captured the queen with the bishop. Bishop takes on f6, and then rook takes on f6 by Paul Morphy. And what now? Delannoy played queen to g7, and probably in this position Paul Morphy announced checkmate in 3 moves. There is forced checkmate, so Delannoy resigned. This was the last position of this game. Another Paul Morphy massacre. This game ended at move 30 when Paul Morphy was playing with the knight odds. And let me show you the possible continuation. Well, as I mentioned before, there is forced checkmate in 3 moves. So, after queen to g7, we have rook to f8. That's check. The only move is rook takes on f8. But then, bishop takes on g7. The only move is king to g8. And after king to g8, we have bishop to f6. That's checkmate. This is checkmate in 1 move. So after rook takes on f6, if let's say queen to e7, moving the queen to a safe spot, but then rook to f8, this is checkmate in 1 move. This is double check with the rook and with the bishop, and checkmate. Or let's say if queen takes rook, then bishop takes queen. This is also checkmate in 1 move. So this is why, after Morphy captured the bishop with the rook, we have queen to g7, and Delannoy resigned. He had enough for today. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, and bye-bye.